Hello, everybody. Nice to be here again with you on this week, Valentine's Day weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm recording it actually on Valentine's Day, so I'm full of love and affection to all of you. And thank you. We had about 100 people joining our uh, email list this week, and I am thrilled to have you here. And as you are going to find out, that once a week or so, I try, sometimes I miss, I will be sending a little learning, a little nugget of wisdom, something that food for thought for you. And this is this one. Most of the time, it will be based on stories from my tradition that I take and I formulate to fit every single person, religious or not. Okay, so be ready for this. Today, the Torah portion is the biblical portion that I want to discuss. It's from the book of Exodus, and it's called Torah. And what it is God is instructing the Israelites to build a tabernacle for him. And there's two things that I wanted to point out in this particular portion and how it can apply to us today, thousands of years later, Jews and non-Jews alike. The first thing he says, I would like this donation because he asked for gold and copper and silver and fabric and all this. And then he says, from every man whose heart motivates him to give. Okay. So that's my first question. How can our heart motivates us to give? That's the first question, or the first thought that I have. And the second one is the idea of preparation as the foundation for anything that comes after. So here are the Israelites, got all these things, and in the Bible, they actually use the same materials to create two things. One, the golden calf, not so good. The other one, the sanctuary, what we call the tabernacle, very good. With their gifts, they were able to create two things. I want to ask you about your gifts because you also have a gift. Maybe material, but maybe not material. And right now, I'm focusing on the non material one, on these gifts that make you special, that make you the champion. If you've heard me before, or if not, my tagline on my website is the letter Aleph, the first letter of the alphabet, and underneath it is let's find your champion within. Because I believe that every single one of us has that champion quality inside. And when you hear me speak, I actually go into the Hebrew language and explain why. Okay? So, but let's assume you know it already. What are your innate gifts that you can bestow on other people, that you can be giving it because you're generous in your heart? Okay? I think that Torah portion is asking us to dig deep down into what are my gifts that I would give because, and here's this, because my heart is with love. When we talk about what motivates somebody to give, when your heart is full of love, and hello, Valentine's Day, if your heart is full of love and empathy and curiosity and all these positive feelings, you will be more inclined to generously give from your heart. Maybe that's why so many therapists and psychologists talk about the idea of giving when they say when you don't feel good, do something good for another person. Why? Because it will change you. So when you give, really, that means you are in a place of love. But if you are not, try to do it anyway because it will encourage you to be more loving toward yourself, toward other people, creating you the best human being that you can be. So that's one thought that came into my mind as I was reading this, from every man whose heart motivates them. By the way, if I'm looking to the side, I'm just reading the Hebrew text right there. See? So I do read every single week because I just love that. It connects me to who I am, to the principles that lead my life, that make me the champion that I am. And so I don't want to ever let go of that. And, I put always a very sacred boundaries because I think it's important for me to keep on connecting to the essence of who I am. Because if I'm going to inspire other people and ignite their positivity and give them some food for thought into how their journey is going to be, then I need to make sure that my journey is very, very clear, even though I don't know what the end result is, right? No one knows what the horizon may look like yet. We look at the horizon when we plan things. So that's one thing that came with the whole loving and the heart and motivating. The other thing, it says, uh, there's all these instructions of how to build a tabernacle. It's very specific, which teaches me something so important for us today. If you go to a place of worship or not, it doesn't matter. But the idea of preparedness so that you can do what you want to do, right? They had to build the sanctuary so then they could serve God. So then God will be dwelling in them, which is a whole different thing. Maybe we'll talk about that. But the idea of preparedness. And of course, it makes me think of the field of dreams, right? Where it says, if you build it, he will come. So what can you build with your gifts, with your words, with your intention, but mostly with your action, so that you progress in your own journey? And whatever's supposed to come your way will come your way. I offer you to think about that, because in the Bible it says, when you build it, it says, I'm reading, they shall make a sanctuary so that I may dwell among them. So get this, which is, I think, fantastic. You build me a structure, God says, and I will dwell among them. But it's a structure. So how can it be them? It's important. God doesn't dwell in just places. God dwells inside of us if we let him. If we let him dwell in us. Now, if you don't believe in God, please do not take it as like, oh my God, she's trying to convert me. No, I'm not. I'm just asking you, for you, if it's not God, what is it, that power? And I'm asking it from complete curiosity. What is that, and no judgment, what is that power that is outside of you that you trust? Okay, whatever it is. In my book, Moments of the Heart, I talk about the it, right? Capital letters, it, because something outside of our own influence. And I think when we lean into that and we learn to trust that, whatever that is, then our life can become more fulfilled and we can actually create a more positive and purposeful life. And that is my thought for today's email that will go out on Thursday. I usually do that. And my wish for you all, really honestly, is for you to connect with the idea of a generous heart, the idea of allowing the spirit, the spiritual, whatever that being in you that craves that, to be inside of you, and for you to grow to be the champion that I know that you are. So thank you very much. I think that the whole idea of building a mishkan or building a tabernacle is actually building our own vessel, and it's built on behaviors. It is built on thoughts. It is built on the actions that we take. It's built on how we show up. What is about the energy that we have, that we bring to every interaction? So make this week the best week that it can be. I know it will be for you. I trust you, and I know that you are the champion within. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next time.